Alright guys, I wanted to do another video talking about potential strategies and stuff like that, and I guess kind of just like describe, I think, the right way to kind of go about playing this. One other thing I should pull up. Actually, let me pull this up real fast. Yeah, this right here. I saw this post right here. So these are just, some teams that people are using to win in here. Now, if you guys notice, there's just not a shit ton of diversity here, right? Like, you're going to be using, Goku and Vegeta and a lot of these characters. I would heavily recommend, by the way, to build your team like this. So this is the first thing to do. Okay, let's start with this. This is the hardest fight in the game, bar none, obviously. A lot of the red zone fights, aren't really that bad. I don't really want to get into it too deeply, but they're just not really that they're some of the hardest fights in the game, but, like, if we put it in historical context, like, there's no Fusion Zamasu fight. Even Goku and Frieza on release was way harder than any of the red zone fights we have right now for the 10th anniversary, right? Like, they're harder than Goku and Frieza now, but, like, comparative speaking, you guys get what I'm saying, right? We don't really have anything super crazy. The Battle Hard and Formidable Foes fights, I think those are definitely very challenging fights. With the AoEs, we could talk about that. But those fights could easily be cheesed with, like, Int Fat Boo, Tech Android type setups, right? AGL UI Goku, right? Who are just like at the start of they just have like special abilities. I usually refer to them as meme characters or not real characters, Little joke there. I got jokes sometimes. But anyway, the fight is so tough that there's not like a lot of different variety to these setups. So, if you're going to come to me and you're going to say, I'm a free-to-play player, I've got none of these units, well, then you're going to have to wait, right? You're going to have to get some of these characters or get characters that are going to be coming out soon who are going to be designed around beating this event. This is a thing that has happened for every era of Dokkan battle. They will drop something very hard, and then the tears come out, the salty posts on Reddit, the tweets about how terrible the game is, like all that shit. Like, those all start flowing in. And then very quickly after, we start getting busted release after busted release that could handle the event. Because the point is they drop a nasty fight and it gets people mad. And then, oh my god, look at the Saiyan Day. Daima Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And oh my god, he will actually destroy this event. And, he stacks on turn 70 against, the final bosses in here. He's going to be ridiculous, right? They want you to, borrow mom's credit card and summon that unit. That's the point, right? But, so, like, these fights don't need to be cleared day one. If this sounds annoying to you, of going like 2 hours in right here and then, dying or failing at that point and having to restart, here's a simple solution. Just don't do it. Save it for later, right? Just wait till better characters come out and crush it then. And I will, again, also remind people, hold on. I do want to remind people that the rewards they care about, the stones, it's just go up to phase 25, which is only PyCon. Right? Once you take down PyCon here, you've gotten all of the decent rewards of the fight. So that's all you got to do. Get the PyCon. You can just like literally quit. You get your stones, and then you can worry about, it's like a battle of pride or something like that, right? Like, the rewards aren't really too crazy. You can do that later, right? I think is a great way to kind of like look at this, because there's going to be characters that are going to come out which dominate it, right? I think a great example of this too, quickly, and then we'll get to the whole point of the video. I guess I'm long intro here. The Artificial Lifeform mission is one of the top 3 or 4 hardest missions ever released in Dokkan history. Day 1 on JP. It might actually be the hardest mission ever. It might be. I'd have to really think about it. I think so, because it came out even before LR, ECA, Buhan, and shit like that, right? Like, the hardest mission, day 1 ever. By the time it dropped on Global, it was free. You beat it, no item, beat it in one try with no effort, because of all the Artificial Lifeform releases that came afterwards. You give it 6 months, this is going to be very free, even for like free-to-play players, I'm sure, right? Like big celebration characters, Tanabata characters, Golden Week characters, stuff like that will probably, very likely, decimate this. I promise. We've seen this for 10 years now, right? So we established that. Again, you could come back later. Now, again, there's not going to be a ton of variety in setups. I've seen some people, beat it with a Glorio team with items. I've seen some clears with double Vegeta as well. The recommended setup I would give people would be pretty much exactly like this, except, okay, this video is going to go out after this video. This is not live on my channel yet, so I can't just flip around on my channel. So I just got the video. Again, I'm gonna upload this one first. So I basically have, no items with back-to-back runs twice in a row. I really like what this Namek Vegeta does a lot in this fight. If we just skip to the point way back here, right? Namek Vegeta, I mean, if you utilize him, I guess in the right way, I've got him right here. I mean, he is tanking. I mean, remember, he's a villain AGL character. So he's extreme class, so he's class disadvantage, type disadvantage. 7 million normals from Vegito, and Vegeta's able to tank this back here. Vegeta is able to hang in there well. Now, Namek Goku, I'm sure, could get to the point where you could stack up enough to eat this as well, but I think I like Vegeta better. Yeah, there are areas taking those double digits. And for good measure as well, we also had him double digit tanking Gogeta's normals as well, too. Right here. Right? Yeah, right here, we have him tanking Gogeta's normals also. So it's like we have him, eating all these hits from these big bosses. Like this Vegeta works super well. Now, this is a character, he was on the October 5th or October 6th, usually some day around there. He was on that banner, but he's also currently available right now on the Diamond Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta banner. I don't recommend summoning for him, but maybe you already summoned to try and get Diamond Vegeta and you got that EGL Scouter Vegeta. He should work well. And at people, I mean, the way they talk, they go, oh my god, well, mine is only 55%, and oh my god, we don't all have a rainbow team, a full rainbow team. They talk like this. Bro, it's a stacking event. I mean, yeah, Vegeta will be, stronger, of course, at the end if he's rainbowed, but it's a stacking fight. I mean, while it is true that, I mean, turn one, a rainbow character definitely be way better, but there is value in characters not being 100% optimized, maxed out in this, and that's the fact that this is a 50-turn fucking fight. You can go even slower if you have 55% units and stuff like that early on in this event to stack up even more, right? The whole point of this, I mean, it really is kind of like a stacking simulator. It's funny, people wanted this type of event for years, and they gave it to us. It's really the main, I think, point of contention. What makes the event hard is this, but I mean, if the charge, I feel like it is stupid. I do agree it's stupid, but at the same time, you take it away, and then, I mean, there's not really much challenge here, right? We're just running in with a team of Tech Gohan type characters, and, it's easy. So, I get it. I get why they did that, right? So there's that, right? So, yeah, that Scouter Vegeta, I think, could replace Namek Goku. But definitely run AGL Vegeta as your lead. You want to go double Tech Vegito. So, friend Tech Vegito, you're running a full Pure Saiyan lineup anyway, so both AGL Vegeta and Tech Vegito have that as their leader skill. But the reason you're running AGL Vegeta as your lead instead of Tech Vegito is because AGL Vegeta is giving more stats to the rest of the team. Especially, too, I mean, Namek Goku gets to 220% from Tech Vegito. Scouter Vegeta gets to 220% from this guy. The Gods and LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta get to 220% from this guy. But, I mean, Tech Vegito's active skill matters so much. Especially when we get to the end into this bullshit territory, right? I tend to have bad luck, I feel. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm making it up. But I don't know. I've, a couple of times in these no-item runs, both of these no-item runs, it looks like this, where he supers every slot with a 27 million super, 25 million super, basically. Well, it's 24.5, but you get it. He's supering all three slots, so I cannot hide from him, right? And he made it impossible for me to hide. The characters actually have to they have to put their nut sacks on the table, and they gotta handle it once you get to the end, right? Tech Vegito allows you to get around this because he draws all this shit to him. Now, an AoE, Tech Vegito can't save you from, but guess what this event does not have? Does not have AoEs. No locking, no AoEs, stuff like that, right? Doesn't exist. So, I would recommend Friend Vegeta, or excuse me, no. Leader Vegeta. You want this guy on your team as well, and then a friend, Tech Vegito. So you have the 2 Tech Vegitos. Is pretty huge. Now, so again, I basically have no item this, like, just 2 runs in a row. And I bet you if the aliens pointed the laser beams at the Earth and said no item a 3rd time in a row, or else the Earth gets blown up, I could do it a 3rd time in a row, too. So here's the thing about this strat, right? It really is pretty easy if you just run your characters, like, kind of like a specific way. So I have this, like, you know, okay. Let's start actually by talking about Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And then I kind of want to talk about the rotations, the level you should probably be stacking up to, etc., etc., etc. Here, we could get rid of Chaotic Suite and that right there. Okay. So, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, let's pull him up. A lot of people try and transform with this kid very fast. And I'm going to tell you guys, there's just no point to this. I don't really specifically show it, but in like these runs, like I'm at like this spot right here. Yeah, like I'm like right here. And like my AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku has got like 2 attacks or something like that by this point. And it doesn't matter. He's still, you know, even though Super Saiyan 4 Goku at this point has got like 2 attacks, you know, we skip ahead to, it's the next turn? Yeah, to right here. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you know, even with, you know, if you just use the strategy I'm about to lay on the table, Super Saiyan 4 Goku is still going to be able to eat this shit. Now, I mean, mine, of course, is rainbowed, and I do have some of those defensive equips. Make sure to get those defensive equips on your Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I think it's very big. Those are, you know, from the anniversary missions, right? This is a 17 million super. Why don't I actually just quickly flash this on screen? You know, show rather than tell, I think is good. Okay, so Glorio's at 17.5 right there. And Super Saiyan 4 Goku just eats it for double digits. Right? We just eat it. I was very fearful, but Goku just tanks that shit. Cold-blooded. Right? And then right here, Super Saiyan 4 Goku eats this. He does take 700k damage, basically. But, I mean, he does eat it, right? Like, he lives this. He survives. Wait, where is it? It's... Well, I think I already flashed it on screen. Yeah, here we go. So here's Super Saiyan 4 Goku surviving the super, which... I mean, that's pretty good. All right, like, I mean, I'll take that level of damage considering he's supering for 24.5, right? Here, we already talked about the stone stuff. We could go to that. Yeah, 24.5. Super Saiyan 4 Goku ate that and lived, right? So that's pretty good. So in order to get that level of tanking, what I do, I don't even start really stacking with him until I get to phase 38 or 39 right here. The 8th anniversary LRs. Starting there, I keep him on rotation. So in these runs where he's tanking Glorio and tanking Super Vegito, that's only me keeping him on rotation starting at 38 and 39, right? Now, a lot of people want to transform him early. It's difficult to transform him early on because, you know, these fights, it's just a 3 charge count right here. So if you transform into the Great Ape uses those charges. So if you don't kill with the Great Ape, you'll get a game over. What a lot of people I have been talking about doing, and I disagree with this. No, he's before this. Yeah, back here. Yeah, here we go. This is the phase a lot of people have been talking about transforming Super Saiyan 4 Goku on, is against the Sword of Hope Trunks. Because he has a very small amount of HP, and it's turn 5 and stuff like that. I would tell you there's no need to that. There's no point to that, right? Like, because you don't need to stack Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Prioritize the other characters, the LR Gods, the LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Maybe you're running Scouter Vegeta. Maybe you're running Namek Goku. Prioritize all those guys early on. That is more important than Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And the other thing, too, Super Saiyan 4 Goku hits, like, as we're going through this with the stacking, yeah, here's the Trunks right there, right? Don't do that. But as you're going through with the stacking and stuff like that, this kid is critting all over. He has crits and additional supers and shit everywhere. He blows through these earlier phases. He's killing. He's the Grim Reaper out there for the first 25 phases. You don't want him slaughtering the bosses in one touch, right? Especially once you start getting into the, 17 to 25 range. hold back on key for some of these characters while still supering, get your stacks in, right? But then you have 2 rotations, then you go all out on the second rotation, which I display in here. So what it is yeah, perfect. Okay, AGL Zamasu right here, which is phase 16. That is the very first phase where you could take 2 turns. This is the very first phase. You see the way I had that right there? My AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku is, he's in slot 3. I'm floating him off. I just keep him as a floater, right? I mean, if I, need to have him finish a boss off as a floater or something like that, sure, we do that. But he finishes the bosses so fast, you really want to prioritize all these other characters getting a lot of stacks, right? Getting your Tech Vegito stacks, getting all that up. And then I found that I begin to leave him on rotation with LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. That is a static rotation. I do not recommend breaking until maybe you need to, looking at the Scouter against the Daima, Goku, and Glorio phase, or Gogeta and Vegito or something like that, right? Starting with the 2023 bosses, 8th anniversary LRs, 38, 39, begin to have... oh, sorry, here, let me pause. Begin to have Super Saiyan 4 Goku, on a rotation linked with LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta at that point. So now let me just kind of, again, showing, not really telling. Let's find where, oh, here we go. Okay. So right around here at the 8th anniversary fights, this is exactly what I do, right? I'm like, okay, it's time to get them on rotation together. And then you leave them from there. The LR Super Saiyan 4 slot 1, AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku slot 2, and then we're just stacking. We're stacking, and we're kind of like moving through the fight, pretty easily, right? So I keep it just like that. Now, while we're talking about the 7th anniversary LRs, I would argue these characters, when I've been successful, I've made them the priority. I have kept the LR basically I use them as a slot 1 in each rotation. You want to remain pretty firm in that. And then you can kind of just float around the 3 10th anniversary LR characters kind of just as need be. And you do want to balance. You want to get a lot of attack stacking because towards the end of the fights, I mean, you could go over-reliant on defensive stacking. I think that's a huge problem a lot of people are doing, is they're becoming too reliant on stacking defense with the 10th anniversary LRs. Right? I mean, I'm talking, I'm seeing so many tweets and clips of people losing on Tech UI, Super Saiyan Goku, and here, and they have the defensive forms out, which should not be. You should not be in these forms right here, I mean, pretty much at all. Once you get to that, you want them in their offensive slot 2 and slot 3 forms. I mean, maybe, there's some weird circumstance or something like that, but I just don't really recommend it too much. Sitting in their defensive forms, you want to be more in their offensive base forms is what you want to do. So, speaking of that, it works a lot better if you can try and prioritize stacking defense with these guys in their defensive forms, AGL Super Saiyan Goku and Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta. You want to focus on defense in the early portions. And then, once you think it's acceptable, then you switch over. For me, the strategy that I basically use is I just try and get their defense. I've found that they are pretty consistently fine against like normals and stuff like that. Once I see the defense of their base forms, so AGL Vegeta and the Tech Goku, once they're like 2.5 million plus, I consider them pretty fine, right? Now, I mean, Vegito tanking without the active skill by one of the biggest bosses' supers, he would be killed, right? Gogeta is able to eat... Gogeta with like 4 million defense and 4 rainbow orbs, because remember, that gives them damage reduction. Let me go into Gogeta right here. So, if you have Gogeta out, and you see that he has 4 million defense, okay? And you get 4 rainbow orbs with him right here, he is able to take every super attack in this fight, right? If you see him with 4 million defense. So, like, that's, again, that's another good threshold to be on right there. You could use this guy to eat. It mostly, I think, would be a thing against the Tech Vegito phase. you know, trying to like survive and stuff like that, right? Like if you're going to do that. But you want to keep the 7th anniversary LRs on each rotation the entire way through the fight, stacking them up, making them the priority first, and then kind of cycling back and forth with the 10th anniversary LRs, right? Getting yourself up to that 2.5 million defense. I mean, you could go higher if you want, but if you go a lot higher than that, I think that's one reason people are struggling heavily is because they're excessively stacking defense. Listen, I'm the defensive guy, but this event truly is about offense. Offense is more important, right? Which is, I mean, it's just, listen, if I could be Mr. Defense for years and years and years and adapt on the fly, I know everyone else can too, right? But you got to view this offensively is the most important thing while going through this fight, right? So, okay, so we covered the 7th anniversary LRs, you know, on rotation, no matter what. AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you really want to keep him out of the mix as much as possible until you start to get to the 2023 bosses, and then you do want to leave LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku on rotation, right? Again, early in the fights, you're going to want to be, you know, again, keeping the 7th anniversary LRs on rotation and cycling back and forth between stacking, you know, defense for the 10th anniversary LRs and offense for the 10th anniversary LRs. You want to keep, I think, a good balance and then eventually begin to excessively stack attack. Now, I mean, I think if things look good, I mean, certainly different variances of like rainbow stats, like if your character's rainbowed or 2 dupes or something like that, can definitely play a factor. But I think where like, you know, balls can kind of tighten up a little bit is maybe, I don't know, Fat Boo. I should not be seeing as many people die against Fat Boo as they do. That seems a little silly to me. Fat Boo, I mean, I'll just call it out, is a pussy boss. Fat Boo is a pussy, okay? He's not tough. So I am a little confused. I mean, I'm not talking really too much shit. I mean, it was my first run, but I mean, I got damage checked by Vegito Blue, but people should not be dying to Fat Boo, right? The other thing I would heavily recommend that you guys employ, which, I mean, I definitely do it here, so we're gonna just watch me do it. Yeah. I can't recommend this enough. Scouter fishing. Once you start to get to here, there is no shame in doing this. What is more valuable to you? Like just like, you know, I've got this pride to not do this, or 2 hours of your time getting here. Scouter fish. Pop it up. Where's the super at? 3rd slot. Okay, perfect. See ya. Reset. And then we just continue stacking. I just can't encourage this enough. Now, maybe some players don't like this, but, I mean, here would be my argument or defense of that. If this was something the devs did not like, they would remove it. This was a thing. People, I have known people heavily using this strategy, scouter fishing, since at least 2020 when STR Vegito, 2020 when STR Vegito came out. Now 5 years ago, they have not removed it from the game. I remember in January 2023, I specifically saw people saying, I'm not even counting Orange Piccolo as that good because the giant form isn't supposed to work like that where it removes boss abilities. You know, it's a glitch, it's a bug, it's unintended, they're going to fix it. Never happened. It's intended, right? If they didn't want you to be able to do this, they would change it. They would change how this works, but they haven't. They left it in. So, I mean, this is in play. There's nothing, you know, shameful or anything about this, right? And by the way, while we're here too, I mean, I like to challenge myself in no item runs and stuff like that, but don't think you have to. There is no mission for no item runs. So, you know, get your clear. You get all the same rewards using support memory and items as you do without, right? So that's the other thing too. Like people will say, oh, but I can't do it. I don't have the rainbow characters like you. Yeah, but you could use items. A support memory would give you massive buffs. My recommendation, if you're going to run a setup like this, by the way, the support memory, I would heavily encourage. I saw some people pop in the Goku family one, which does give you the permanent 20% stats. But this does hit the 10th anniversary LRs, but it does not hit the 7th anniversary LRs, who are, you know, just as important to success here. So my recommendation is this one. The Goku and Chi-Chi interview, I think, is the recommended support memory right here. Because if we look at this team, every single character on this team is getting buffed by this support memory. Bond, a parent and child, permanent 10% stats. A lot of people would scoff at this. They think, oh, only 10. It's a huge buff. Like it's a monster buff. Now remember, Scouter Vegeta's not on Bond of Parent and Child if you use him, but I mean you could still rock with every other character on the team getting the buff, and still be good. Or you could just use Namek Goku. I would assume players have Namek Goku's, considering he's a 2021 Dokkan Fest LR, and he's been on many of the best LR banners in the history of the game. But I mean, you never know. There's people who have all types of missing characters, right? Okay, what else is there to explain? Like, we explained a lot of that stuff. I feel like you probably want to try not to transform your 7th anniversary LRs. I mean, even... Okay, so, yeah, it looks like... When do I actually start transforming? Not until Super Saiyan Goku. Super Saiyan Goku. We transform the gods. Super Saiyan Goku is a huge jump. Look, 450 million HP, 900 million. Once I get to this guy, I'm usually not playing around anymore. The rotation of the LR Super Saiyan 4s plus AGL Super Saiyan 4 Goku does massive damage, right? But, you know, once you get to around this point, damage is going to be a major concern, right? This guy is also supering for 13 million, but, like, if you've had the gods, you know, this is turn 71. You know, if you've had the gods on rotation the whole time, the LR Super Saiyan 4 is on rotation the whole time, which I would heavily recommend, then once you would get to this point, your damage, even if you're at 55% units, I would have to believe your damage is enough, right? Especially if you're using the Goku and Chi-Chi interview support memory, right? I mean, you could, an item I think is really good. Again, people are, I mean, that's not, I've been pushing how important defense is for years. I mean, we'll see, you know, future events. For this event, I do think focusing offensively is going to be your best way to go. You could bring, remember, right now, this is available for you. This is pretty strong, right? A lot of characters like Tech Vegito has 60% damage reduction and stuff like that, so that could stack. I mean, you could just go with the Whis item or the Ghost Usher item. This one right here, I think this is a huge item that could potentially can really help players. 25% attack for 5 turns. So, you know, you can hit Super Saiyan Goku, and you'll be able to, you've got the 2 Bulma items, and you'll be able to keep it up pretty much through the entirety of these fights, right? I mean, maybe more specifically use one when you get to the Daimas, and then carry through. Like, this will buff your stats a lot. The other one I actually want to quickly take a look, wait, where is it? What is the other Bulma? The Kid Bulma? What is the Kid Bulma? Is it 15% attack? It's 25% attack and defense? 20% attack and defense for 3 turns. You could use that as well. But that Dragon Ball Super Bulma, I mean, you know, lasting for 5 turns. I mean, that's good. So you could just have this effect up. And again, I'm not seeing people go, fuck, I got killed by Gogeta's super. I'm seeing people lose from charge counts. So this would be pretty, I think, effective right there, using that. Okay. So yeah, I'm talking about how right around here is a good point to transform with the 7th anniversary LRs to get rid of Goku, right? Again, you know, definitely keep Scouter fishing. Oh, I felt confident enough to not even have to transform right here. Okay. Yeah, oh wow, yeah, look at the damage. The gods that did so much damage with the Dokkan attack, plus all their supers and shit like that. Goku takes a little bit of damage right there. Remember, Goku gets massive stats after he supers. And then the other thing is, you know, we still have a lot of the fight left to go, right? We still have, you know, 30 minutes left to go in the fight. So Goku has a lot more supers, a lot more stacks. Remember, this Goku does double-digit tank Glorio super in like 2 turns. Now, this is my personal most hated point of this fight. Now, I feel like I've had pretty bad luck with this. So, like, look at this. There's no super attacks. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is the key, I think, to being able to get like, blitz these guys very fast. But I feel like I'm just never really getting a chance to hit these little shits with Gogeta's counter. Because remember, he's got a Scouter, and, you know, they just decided not to super right here. But if you've been stacking, like, so we pretty much just transformed him, right? So, you know, 70 turns of stacks. I mean, he is going to do hundreds of, not exaggerating, hundreds of millions with his counter. Yes, hundreds of millions with his counter is what he's going to do. So, you know, that could be huge. When I've gotten through this, I have done this, by the way. I have transformed Tech Vegito here to help get me the damage I need to get through Daima Goku and Glorio. It's just, dude, I don't know. This phase to me, they just really give me issues killing them quick enough. What I typically try to do, I do this correctly in the well, not really correctly, but we do it in the Vegeta showcase. Is I try and get it to where I've got a Vegito. Yeah, see, so here's we do finish them off. Super Saiyan 4 Goku double digit tanks, which we've already shown. I'm able to get the Vegitos out because it's 4 turns. We can float them, and we'll still have their active skills when they return, right? So then we get here. And what I try and do is try and maybe finish Gogeta. So Vegito, this is why, like, if you want to aim to do this, really, really, really focus on attack stacks. And especially, again, if you use the Bulma item, if you have the Goku and Chi-Chi interview support memory, you can, again, use the Goku family support memory, which will buff your attack even more. But Vegito can pretty easily, he can one-turn this phase right here. See, I skip ahead a little bit, and then look at what Gogeta's HP looks like now, right? Like, you can kind of, like, one-turn this just with the massive damage Vegito can do with his active skill, right? Just, like, ridiculous amounts of damage. So there's that. And again, like, what I try to do is, again, what we get done here in the Vegeta showcase, which is we get to, these two, if you pop both of their active skills together, I mean, that really should just be GG. So right here for this part, the reason I leave Vegeta, or the reason I have Tech Vegeta out there, remember, is he does give attack support. The Tech Goku gives defensive support. And then, I mean, it's not really one turn, but, we essentially just, like, finish him off right there, right? And then, boom, get him done. And then eventually that's, another no-item run in the books right there. So I feel like that kind of, I don't know, just, like, explaining the strategy behind how to tackle this. I mean, I feel like it seems pretty easy to just say, like, stack some more. And I feel like a lot of people would even scoff at the idea of this video. But, I mean, I'm sure just a little bit of guidance could probably help a lot of players, how to tackle this. And remember, you don't have to try this now. If you are, see, me, I lost, right? Like, here, let me pull up the tweet. So right here, like, I lost like this, which is just crazy. Like, so I have it set up, right? This is, I was going for, the same thing where we one-turn Vegito with the double active skills of the fusions. I had transformed against the Daima, Goku, and Glorio just to get rid of them. And then, the dodge hurt me right there. We also got to hit a potential system additional normal previously. And then right there. So you see, like, if we had done that little extra I was killed 2 seconds later. But, like, the little bit of extra HP right there from, Gogeta, if that was not there, like, if we had killed him, we would have won. Because we would have had the active skills on the Vegito, right? So, like, to me, I was able to have that happen. And then I took a deep breath. And then I jumped right back in. All right, and then this was like the next run. So it's like, if you are someone who you get 2 hours and 55 minutes in, and then something goes wrong and you lose, and you're gonna be bouncing off the walls, then I mean, you don't need to do. You can wait to do it, right? Like, the good rewards that people tell me they care about, the stones, it's only, again, phase 25 against Pycon. You get through phase 25 and you're good. So I would, if you hate the idea of this, then just get your stones. And you could come back and crush it when better characters come out, and then you could dance on the event with better characters. But there we go. Hopefully that will help some of y'all. I feel like I covered a lot of the major points I wanted to hit on. Again, you want to keep the 7th anniversary LRs on rotation the whole time. For me, don't worry about transforming Super Saiyan 4 Goku until you hit Zamasu. Once you have 2 charges, it's pointless to transform with him earlier, because all he's going to do is kill these early phases faster, which you don't want to do, right? You want to try and get stacks with these characters, more than, like, none at all. Just have Super Saiyan 4 Goku just completely blitz the event, right? Again, I always challenge myself to beat these things with no items and stuff like that. I did eventually just decide, let me just get a clear up, and, you know, I did use some items right there. See the little meme thumbnail we use right there, right? But, like, you know, you guys don't have to hold yourselves to my standards, right? Like, you just use, you know, this right here, use this right here, and, you know, you're gonna cut the difference between 55% to my rainbow unit easily, you know, with those. And then you should be fine. It's just if you come into this with like a solid strategy of how you're going to focus on stacking your characters, you'll win in one try, for sure. Especially if you're going to use items. It's just, remember, these bosses can't really kill you pretty much until Beast or Dragon Fist. It's like, because like this 3.9 on phase, 42 is pathetic. Even this is pathetic, right? Like, these bosses do not hit hard comparatively to, like, what number phase they are. UI Goku, phase 46 is the first boss that actually hits, I would say, hard. Once you're breaking 11 million, even though, you know, we're on turn 70. What turn do we reach Tech UI Goku? We reach him on turn 69? The funny number. I think it's 69 is when we hit him. But like right around here. Yeah, it looks like turn 69 is when we had reached Tech UI Goku. So it's like you have, you know, 68 turns to prepare yourself for this. And then, but once you hit this point with the stacked characters, with the gods and Super Saiyan 4s, you could eat these. You can scouter fish to see where the super attacks are and, you know, plan out your rotation accordingly. And then once you reach this point of the fight, again, the main threat, once we're in this portion of the fight, it's not Daima Goku and Glorio. It's the charges. You need to be doing as much damage as possible, right? That is the most important thing to remember. So this is an event where offense matters a lot at the end of this fight, right? So there we go. Good luck for anyone still having trouble or anything like that. Again, if it's something that's going to really, really, really frustrate you, then I would say just, like, save it for later. Like they're going to... The Saiyan Day character will probably dominate this event. Tanabata character will probably dominate this event. You're going to see a lot of characters really, really good for these events. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I'll say this. Personally, I love this event. I mean, this is a complete different style of difficult fight than we've had for quite some time. I like being pushed to the limit and losing and coming up with strategy and stuff. Like, I don't know. I love the game, right? Easy. So, let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch y'all next time.